fourth year of university, I was like, you know, when I started my masters, I was like, I'd actually quite like to do a PhD. That went out the window about 2 months later. Like, I was like, 2 months after that, I was like, yeah, I think I'd hate to do a PhD. So that changed pretty quickly. Alright, guys, MaNa Bly. Anyone got any predictions for this? Do let me know. Interested to see what you guys have to say. Interested to see what you guys are thinking for this one. So let me know what you feel as we kick this off. To the bottom right hand side, our Blue Protoss player from Team Liquid. It's going to be MaNa. He just took down True. So he's off to a great start here in his SGL Cup Group. 1-0 up in matches. Of course, his opponent Bly, the Red Zerg from Team Expert, spawned to the top left of the map. He has not had such a great start because he obviously lost to True 1-2 in games he maybe should have really won. It was unfortunate for him in that third game especially. So Bly here is a player who, well, will want to win this now, otherwise he goes 0-2 down. And that makes him very, very difficult for him to move out the group. But MaNa just shutting down True might make that difficult. Of course, MaNa goes 2-0, and he's going to be in a great position as well. And well, obviously the results of other games still come very much so into effect. So, as we set up here early, one interesting thing that Bly has done is he takes his hatchery to the right-hand side first, as he goes free hatch before pool. So the idea of this is there's a few different ways. MaNa scouts it anyway, so it can sometimes kind of force maybe an overreaction of your opponent if he scouts it and doesn't scout properly. There's also the fact that you can maybe see something like the creep comes out a little bit faster on this side, for example, and that's just a little bit of a nicer thing as well. There's a couple different advantages to putting the hatchery out first if you go free hatch before pools. So let's see how this is. Let's see how this is going to go. So, Nexus comes down from MaNa. Very standard opening from him. Just an expansion early on. Nothing too crazy. Guys, I want to ask again. Can someone in the chat, can someone tell me how many followers we're on now? You'll have to refresh the stream or open the stream in another tab. I want to know how many we're on. We must be pretty close to 12,000. We have this series and 2 more series left to hit 12,000. That was our goal. 12,000 followers by the end of SGL. I think we're pretty close. But I don't think we're there just yet. I don't want to refresh it myself because I'm the caster, guys. You know, I'm the caster. I shouldn't be tabbing out. I should just be sat here doing what I wish. 2 adepts going to be shading up to the top side of the map. I'm just having a look to see what they're getting up to. A couple of Zerglings being killed off here already. And a little bit more damage being done as well. So another Zergling going down there. I'm just going to be seeing this green just targeting down one of these adepts. So adepts taking a little bit of damage right now. Just going to be seeing more drones going down. I'm just going to be seeing the Zerglings just going to be trying to push them back. With 4 adepts, 4 workers killed. Definitely a pretty nice start here from MaNa. His double gateway has definitely come into play this time around. Resonant Glaive starts up for him. You see the Stalker starting to poke his way through the Overlord. Stalker trying to get through there nice and quickly, and yeah, just going to see these 2 adepts going to keep on shading down back to this bottom right side. So adepts coming home now, and obviously keeping the adepts alive is quite important because it means that if the adepts are alive, your follow-up push with more adepts, you know, with the Resonant Glaives, will have more adepts, and therefore it's a little bit more powerful as well. So this is really nice so far by MaNa. Nice opening, puts him into an economic lead, and leads into a good position a little bit later on. That Resonant Glaive's about halfway done so far from MaNa. We're going to see a gateway coming up here in the main base as well. So that's going to be finishing. We're going to be seeing a couple of extra gates from him going to be finishing in a moment or two also. So a couple extra gates finish up. And there's a couple of adepts warping in off of them. And as Glaives finishes shortly, we should be about to see those adepts shading across the map. So it's getting to that sort of stage of the game. Stalker right now just going to be working his way through an Overlord. Robo facility to follow up. Let's see where we go from here. Wow, so many of you guys just responded to the follow-up question. 11,983. 17 to go. Guys, 17 followers in the next 3 series. 17. Let's go. Guys, do it. If you haven't followed the channel already, let's go. You can be part of the first 12,000. How exciting is that? For now, though, let's also watch these Zerglings start to move, adepts start to move across the map. There's a good trade from MaNa initially. Actually picked off a lot of those lings. And now with 9 adepts, He's going to come across. There's a few roaches on the way from Bly, but it's one of those situations where actually you sort of look at this and you're like, you know what? We could actually just jump around between the bases and just commit all over the place so easily. Because of the lack of roaches here, really. Roaches are so... and, you know, immobile. It's so difficult for them to really move around and to chase these Adept Shades around. It really, really is. As we're going to be seeing. These Adepts just going to be shading around again. We're going to see these roaches just moving forwards too and just trying to pick them off. So, I mean, Adepts, this time they do come in. It actually doesn't turn out too great for them, although it will stay in the main base. Won't shade away. And this is where the damage maybe starts to be done. We're going to see 7 workers already killed. Oh, man. I mean, this is the thing, though. He's going to lose all of his Adepts. So, he kills 9 workers, but he loses all of his Adepts. So, he's got a good economic position, but he's down in army. So, if Bly counterattacks, it could be pretty deadly here. And here we go. Bly's starting to move down to the bottom side. And Zergling's going to be coming in, just seeing what they can get up to. I'm just going to be seeing them continue to try and pick away here. Another overcharge comes down as those Zerglings get pushed away to the left side. So Zerglings get pushed away off to the left-hand side, and more Roaches and Ravagers continue to come through the center of the map. I'm just kind of running here once again. Probe, just pull away to the right. And again, just a few more Zealots being warped in. So MaNa just looking to defend. Looks like it's going okay. Got a good set of pylons here, and cannons too, just to help him hold this position against his opponent. So this looks as though it's going to be okay for him. You can see those 2 Ravagers finishing up from Bly, and here we go. Going to move just a little bit further forwards now. And Bly is, well, he's definitely committed to this. He droned up a little bit after he lost some workers, but he's just going to go off 38 workers and try to win this game. I mean, this is very similar to what True did. This is hitting a little bit later. Double overcharge popped immediately. Corrosive Bars will come down. Those cannons are under fire as well. Cannon's going to go down pretty swiftly too. Still one overcharge remaining. Nice couple force fields. Allows him to pick off another Roach or 2 and a Ravager. So that's to defend in the third base as well. There's some Adepts coming over here to block those Zerglings. More force fields. As actually, look at this. MaNa continues to trade very nicely indeed. Cutting off so many of these units. 7 probes have gone down. But MaNa defends and he holds strong. And this is exactly the defense he needed here. I love the cannons. They did so much. And the force fields across the side, they helped out so much as well. And now these Immortals, or these Ravagers, are on their own. A couple of force fields will grab a couple more of the Ravagers. Again, a few links towards the third base mineral line, but that's something MaNa can respond to fairly swiftly and fairly easily. Overcharge even coming down to help him out with that. Some more Adepts going to warp in here as you see Bly realizing that this is not working at all. Is going to start adding in a few more drones. So he's going to go into a few more drones, and yeah, it's going to be seeing the well, kind of the lag coming up too. So he's just going to back away from this aggression. Or not back away, but he's going to move away from being aggressive and go into something, well, a little bit more kind of mid-game, or not really, well, sort of mid-game, I guess. It's kind of weird because this is sort of an attack which hits in the mid-game already, but it's a very early mid-game, so kind of setting up for kind of just later stages, the easiest way to say it. Warpism across the map, we're going to start picking off drones, and look at this, 6 workers killed, and going to get more, as he's in the natural expansion with just 1 Roach and 1 Queen to contest. He's also still in this natural expansion too, so he's in the third base with 1 Roach and 1 Queen to contest. In the main base in the natural, and Bly down to 41 workers to the 58, he was already behind, and this is just going to keep him there, keep him forcing him into more and more drones, and if he's making more drones, well, MaNa, if he attacks, should have an army advantage. We've seen a few more Adepts and a couple more Stalkers warping in again. Looking to keep on pushing forwards here. As we're going to be seeing those Zerglings getting picked away at. You know, it's going to come up this ramp and just try and work their way through this hatchery. And MaNa looking very good in game 1 of this series. He already took down True earlier today, remember. And he's looking to just keep on doing more and more and more. Continues to move forwards. A few more Adepts going to warp in again. And just going to keep on reinforcing. Continues to come forwards here, and those Adepts will begin to shade on by, and well, 1 force field goes down. Doesn't really connect on anything just yet. That Queen will go down too. Couple force fields dropping. Adepts just trying to back away. Force fields, Corrosive Bars coming down, going all over the place there. See the Adepts going up towards the top side once again. 7 drones have been killed so far, and I mean, it's again just MaNa doing damage, which just continues to add up into this third base mineral line again. And this time he might commit to a fight. Couple force fields, cut this army in half. And what we're going to be seeing here is a few more Stalkers come in. We're just going to be seeing more and more units going down. And the Adepts are just going to be trying to continue kind of fighting against this. We're going to be seeing Stalkers and Immortals once again. And Immortal gets taken down there. Zerglings keep on falling. And see Ravagers continue to move on forwards. And that really is going to be about it. Pushing on in. Again, a couple of mortals just continue to work their way against whatever is possible. One mortal gets lifted, backs away, and it should be more or less game over. GG, MaNa will take game number 1. And is MaNa going to be the player to advance through this group in first place? At this rate, it really does look as though he may be. Let me know your thoughts in the chat while we get into the early stages. We'll read a few of them out. Especially in the early stages, it's very easy for us to kind of read some out in the start of the game. To the top right-hand side from Team Liquid, it is MaNa, our blue Protoss player, going against the red Zerg. It is Expert Bly. How many of you guys followed then? That was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we're on 992. I'm actually going to check myself this time. I don't want to make you guys keep refreshing. I think we're on 992, 11,992 followers. We're so nearly there. Oh, 11,989. We're still so nearly there, guys. Believe, 11 to go. 11 more. The dream, 12,000 followers. It's happening. Again, if you're enjoying the games, guys, then you can, of course, support in other ways too. Why do I still have the OSC up? The OSC logo's up. Oops. That's a little bit. I guess it's an OSC sponsored tournament as well, though, so it's not an OSC necessarily complete tournament, but I guess it doesn't make too much. I mean, it doesn't. It's not like OSC sponsored totally. It's just kind of got OSC points to give out, so it's an OSC partner tournament. So, oops, I didn't realize that. Anyways, it doesn't really matter as we just set up here. Bly's going to take a gold base on his hatchery first. So setting up into a gold base here early. And I'm just going to be seeing him going into a gas pool after this. So this is something which Bly has done a lot recently. Now, MaNa has been probe scouting all game long. He's actually going to scout. He has already spotted the gold base, so he knows about it early. And so he can respond to it early in the game as well. You know, he can get his response nice and quick and just see what he wants to do against a gold base being taken here. So, as we continue to set up into this, we're going to see MaNa once again going to drop a Twilight Council down. I wonder if he changes it up from taking a third base of his own to just, you know, really being super aggressive with it this time around. You know, really just going for this here. You know, going in and seeing what he can get up to. It'll be interesting. We're going to be seeing this Twilight Council as about halfway done then, so it's going to be finishing shortly. What are people saying in the chat then? Want Bly to show me how to beat Protoss, but I just don't believe anymore. Zerg player here. Well, let's believe. I mean, true, could took a map off MaNa. I'll keep on believing for you, Order. Alright, so we're going to keep on going in this then. Full gateway's coming down. Waiting to see, does MaNa just mass gateway up, or looking to see what's happening? So, Overlord is going to be moving in towards that main base here. This Overlord still just sat overhead from Bly. Bot is dead. Oh. Why is my laptop turned off? Sometimes my laptop does weird things. I can fix the bot. For some reason it just keeps my laptop has really shitty connection lately, apparently, to the Wi-Fi. In fact, the Wi-Fi is actually off my laptop right now, which is the issue. God damn, why can't we just have a normal... I don't know why we've got like 4 different Wi-Fis. It makes no sense to me at all. Because we've got 4 different Wi-Fis, my laptop just doesn't connect any of them properly. Alright. Should be back, guys. WardiTV is saved. WardiTV is saved. So, Dark Shrine from MaNa. So he's actually going to commit into quite a lot of pressure while going up against this gold base from Bly, who's actually going to be pretty aggressive himself, but actually the Dark Shrine might just act as a really, really nice way to defend here. Dark Shrine comes in, warps in some DTs, and if he has DTs out, then guess what? This aggression is going to be shut down pretty quickly if DTs can fight it. Now, MaNa is going to see this with the Warp Prism and the Mothership Core. Still sends that Warp Prism with the depths out on the map, adds an extra pylons here as well, gets ready to get into defensive mode. So let's see what's going to happen. 2 pylons coming in, as these Roaches and Ravagers start to break through from Bly. He gets ready to go for this aggressive attack. Dark Shrine is 20 seconds away. MaNa, if he warps in DTs as soon as this Dark Shrine is ready, well, he's going to be able to clean up a lot of this very easily. Overcharges will be used to try and buy time, and it will buy him a little bit of time. Bly backs away for now as his Warp Prism. Surprised it doesn't go to the gold base, actually, because that's kind of the more kind of valuable base to kind of be killing workers on. So I find that a little bit of a... I find that a little bit surprising. As we're going to be seeing the Roaches and Ravagers are going to be moving forwards here. We're going to be seeing them attacking forwards. Where's the DT warp-ins? MaNa needs them right now. There's one warping in. Where's it warping in? It's on the other side of the map. Please don't tell me it's on the other side of the map. Oh, it is. Does MaNa really feel he can defend this right now? I guess he just says sort of eventually I'm going to be able to defend it. Still has some gates in the main. Has to morph them into warp gates though. This one DT is, well, going to start picking away at drones. There's actually a Spore Crawler up from Bly though, so he's very well prepared against this. MaNa is just missing kind of, well, gateway production right now. If he has more gateways up, this would actually help him a lot. All he has to do is get a few more DT, get a couple DTs up, and he can fight so easily against all of this. There we go, 2 DTs warp in, and now we'll see Ravagers starting to fall very quickly. So MaNa will begin to defend. He's 27 probes to 18 drones. We'll lose a few more probes here right now as these DTs, getting hit by one Corrosive Bile. It doesn't look as though they'll get hit by another. Drones in the main base have gone down. Some adepts to this gold base would be super useful as well. Mothership Core has energy for an overcharge too as these DTs chase down the Roaches who are just looking for another couple of kills right now. So we've seen the DT is going to pick off these Roaches, and the Roaches are going to go down. Ling is trying to come up the ramp, and we're just going to be seeing a couple of pylons getting killed off here. So a couple of pylons going down. We're going to see the Mothership Core, and the Natural will maybe use an overcharge to help defend this here. There it is, because these Zerglings are committed. And the Zerglings just going to be running into the main base as well to see what's up. But MaNa has held, and well, he's still harassing as well with these adepts just around the map to see what he can get up to. Dubai is going to be denied the gold base now. So he's basically down to just 2 bases, which is of course for a Zerg player. There's never a pretty situation to be in. Warp Prism's still moving around and seeing what's going on. Warp Prism going to be moving down to the bottom left-hand side. We see a couple of, again, Mortals, a couple of Dark Templar here from MaNa just sat around. We're going to see the Warp Prism gets shot down by the Queens, though. Plenty of Queens in position. Bly actually 35 drones to 27. This hatchery is still alive, so he can get back to mining it there shortly. He can get back to that third base if he wants to. Just a matter of does he feel confident to. MaNa's slowly rebuilding here towards the front as he sets back up his wall, etc. Gets his gateways repowered. Still obviously only on 2 bases himself. I feel as though the thing is MaNa's army is going to be very, very good here in this game, whereas Bly's army is going to be very, very weak as the game continues into this later stage. Because MaNa's units are all tech heavy, whereas Bly is literally on Zerglings and, well, Zerglings and Queens. These 2 DTs are going to try and get away before they get caught by Lings. They want to try and just get away from the Spore Crawler range. Doesn't happen though. 6 drones killed, which is nice, but costs them 2 Dark Templar. Imagine they'd become an Archon. They could have been really, really awesome. So a few Zerglings going to be coming across here and going to be heading up in towards the natural expansion. See another sentry being added on as well. And I've seen a simulator coming down in the natural too. A few Lings swimming in from the left hand side. We've seen the Immortals going to fire onto those Lings there. Another Immortal going to pop out, and again that Spire on the way up. So Spire on the way up is coming up to being about halfway done. So Spire about halfway done. We're going to be seeing this pylon is about to finish as well. I'm just going to be seeing Stargate starting to warp in from MaNa in the main base. Stargate starts to warp in. And still, it's just a weird sort of situation where Bly is back on his gold, although his gold will mine out shortly, so he has to go back to this sort of base down here. Resources lost is going to be pretty even as well, so it's a very, very interesting situation. Actually, I mean, Bly might be in a better position just because MaNa is still going to be forced into taking a third base at some point in the near future. Or MaNa's just going to go and attack, I guess. He is going to start moving across the map a little bit, it seems. A couple of DTs warp in for an Archon. What's the unit tab looking like? Only 26 lings in terms of army for Bly, plus queens. Maybe if MaNa gets the Warp Prism out and then just has the micro capability, he's going to have Orcons coming in. Oh no, the Mutas though, from the Spire, I kind of forgot about it. Obviously, the Mutas are going to come in, they're going to be able to do quite a lot here. So 9 Mutas on the way up. I mean, if MaNa just doesn't have any anti-air, then that is just deadly, 9 Mutalisk. He has got a Stargate though, has he spotted this? No, he just feels as though it's going to happen. How does MaNa know? He just seems to have a sixth sense about when Spires are on the way. So he gets the Stargate up and starts building a Phoenix. This is looking strangely similar to him versus True game number 3. As MaNa still looks to try and take a fight which will win him this game and hence the series. He would be 2-0 in this SGL group. And as we see these units still just moving around, MaNa looking to see what he can get up to. Looking to see what might happen. The changes again, change down. The thing is, Bly just has so much access to the natural from this side as well, and I think that's what MaNa is really scared of at this point. Never Overlord going to get taken down. Bly, 56 drones to only 2 probes. Oh, he's going to catch the Archon, the Stalker. Obviously, that's some of the anti-air here. As Bly flies in with, what, 12, 30 Mutalisks? I just don't think there'll be the anti-air needed. The sentries go down. One Phoenix. He starts up a second Stargate. He actually has the money to build a lot more. He's got 2 Phoenix now. 2 Phoenix going to pull back. I mean, obviously he can play defensively for a little while, but it's not going to be easy. He has to play somewhat aggressively as he moves in towards the main base. He has to protect his pylons and protect the Stargate. Oh, Mothership Core gets caught. Just drop an overcharge though on this natural expansion. It's going to get some good damage done. Phoenix will try and come back in here, see what else is going to happen, but one Phoenix goes down. Another Phoenix still up, but with no more overcharges, I mean, the Mutas eventually just kind of win out. In fact, they're going to kill the Stargate here anyway. It doesn't even have to go in towards the pylon. Stargate's going to go down. There is another one built, but it's unpowered, and that will be MaNa just not having enough to fight here in this game against the Phoenix, against the Mutas at all. Moves across the map to counter-attack a little bit, but it's just not going to happen in a game which was all over the place. He's going to go the way of Bly, and we are going to be tied up 1 game apiece in this best of 3 series. So we're going to be tied up 1-1. Full of DTs coming in to try and defend these Zerglings. Archons as well, as Phoenix still trying to kite backwards, but we just keep on catching them, and they're going to come in and kill the Archon too. DTs aren't going to be detected just yet as these Immortals are big off the gold base, but Bly doesn't really care at this point, I don't think. You can see these Immortals going to pick off an Extractor, and again, this should be about it, I think. Should be about all. Game 3 for the 4th time today. Man, this is pretty much as long as this group could go. This is crazy. This is so good as well. I mean, how often does he see it? Seeing every single game of the day going to 2-1, going the distance. Great games today. The fact that we started off with the OSC All-Stars as well, it's just been great. We're already kind of 6 hours into the stream. And the best thing is, after this game, we've got 2 more best of 3s, and then whatever is still left of the WESG qualifier for France. Right? What a fantastic day at StarCraft 2. Really, just fantastic. So, going to be jumping into this. Let's see what's going to be happening. We have to the upper left side the blue Protoss player from Team Liquid. It is MaNa. And down to the bottom left is going to be our red Zerg player. It is Expert Bly. I don't know what I should say, whether it's Expert Esport, Team I think it's Team Expert, but then the Twitter tag's like Expert Esport. It's like, I don't know. If you just say Expert, it's like you're just calling him an expert. It's like, it's a weird team name, I guess. Team Expert Bly, I guess, is the best way to say it. See, Bly again, just sort of opening here with a hatchery up here, actually. Doesn't know where his opponent is, so it's a bit of a risk taking it up here. He's actually going to end up expanding towards his opponent. Obviously, he takes it here because the pylon blocks him, but I mean, that's why it's a risk, and that's why maybe he shouldn't actually do that. So it's going to be interesting, man. It might not matter so much in PvZ, but it's still going to be a bit of a frustration. I mean, anything across this mineral line is going to hit quickly, and it's going to hit in a bit of an abusable position too. Warp Prism coming in, for example, Oracle, Phoenix, anything. Alright, so as we set up into this, just going to be seeing what is going on. So getting set up, getting ready to go. I'm just going to be seeing a couple of adepts starting to move through the left-hand side of the map here. So a couple of adepts going to move through the left-hand side. And the Zerglings from Blood is going to be targeting down this pylon. So targeting down this pylon, that's going to go down here in just a few moments. I'm going to see a couple of adepts coming in and just going to be hitting one drone on the head. And then they're going in to hit another one in a moment too as it shades in on top of it. Pure drones, man. There's 2 drones dead already, and MaNa, again, with these double gateways, getting a lot of damage done. He's used this a couple times today. Obviously, once he was forced into it by True, but now he's actually looking to be quite well for him as we're going to be seeing these adepts. We got one more Zergling or so. 3 drones, 1 ling, 2 lings maybe. 3 lings and 3 drones. And the adepts get out of there without even really taking a scratch. Just their shields, which have taken some damage. Really nice as MaNa will once again go for this Twilight Council. So Twilight Council on the way down, another gateway being added on as well. Here's Zerglings down to the south side, just going to hold that watchtower. And again, this Twilight will be finishing up in just a few moments. The Twilight finishes up, resonating glaives will start to be Corona boosted out here as well. So glaives being Coronaed, and well, Queen being added on at the 3rd base, and a natural expansion also coming up here too. That's going to be finishing pretty shortly. Just going to be seeing a 3rd gateway added on. I mean, MaNa building up into a similar opening as to what we've seen him do multiple times already today. So really nothing too surprising out of him just yet. No surprise to see him continue to do more of the same still. So we're going to see this continue. We're going to see that Robo coming up. Again, exactly what we've seen from him prior to this. So 3rd Nexus should come down shortly. And, well, all eyes on Bly. What's he going to do in this game? You know, he is the player who's actually got a lot of gas in the bank at the moment. 280 to 300 saved up right now. 300 gas translates into a lot of roaches, and with a roach run on the way, do we just see him cutting production of roaches? Cutting production of drones and going into that big roachling attack? It seems to be becoming such a popular thing to do. On the other hand, he might not, and he might just keep on droning. He just might have that gas for use later on, start up a lair, etc. But the longer he waits here, the more it looks as though there's going to be something fairly aggressive. Few roaches starting up, 11 of them. I mean, you would imagine. I guess it might just be 11 roaches to defend with. I mean, 11 sounds about right, I guess, to deal with like 8, 9 adepts. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty standard. 8 adepts is usually the right number to attack with, I think. As we're going to be seeing these adepts going to get ready to come forward here. And again, just look to see what's going on. We'll start trading with these roaches. Obviously, 4 roaches on their own aren't going to kind of do so well. Now, more lings on the way as well to help the mobility of the army to kind of keep on dealing with adepts. As again, adepts going to pick off one more of those roaches. And a couple more Zerglings going to be going down. Adepts still shading in towards the bottom left-hand side. I'm just going to be seeing this Queen is it's going to be moving around a little bit as well. MaNa still moving down here, moving around, looking to see what's up and what's going on. We're going to see 24 more Zerglings being made. A roach is still being added too. The thing is, MaNa's been very safe with these adepts. He's never letting them go anywhere where they're going to be kind of killed off super quickly. Like here, for example, he'll let them shade in because the roaches aren't on top of them already, so you can get a few adept kills, start to kind of way to the left side, and you know, for the most part, yeah, he loses 1 adept, but okay, maybe he's going to lose a couple more now. His shade away was maybe a little longer to come in than I thought. He's actually going to lose everything. Wow, what a way to do exactly the opposite of what I was just talking about. So he does lose a lot of those adepts now, and this does immediately turn into a counterattack from Bly. Now, how well prepared is MaNa? He starts with more pylons on the high ground here, but they're not ready yet. Forcefields will actually trap the Zerglings in, which they don't mind, because there's enough of them here just to fight. And Bly right now is working his way through these units, and MaNa might be in a little bit of trouble. This last Immortal is trying to stay alive here. Will stay alive for now. A couple of biles coming down as the overcharges, well, they can't come down on those pylons in the front because it's just too late. They're going to fall. You see a pylon coming down on the wall, or overcharge coming down on a pylon in the wall. 3rd Nexus will probably be given up here again. It's not really worth trying to hold on to for the most part. I mean, he might come in and try and just poke away at these units, but it's not worth, I think, kind of committing to kind of making sure the 3rd Nexus stays alive. I think you're better to let it die, given the situation. A few more sentries going to warp in. I think those force fields are very important. We saw them in one of the previous fights, which was similar to this, where the force fields really did allow so many Ravagers to be picked away at. And we're going to be seeing the Lings and Ravagers getting ready to pick away at the front. So here we go. Important moments for MaNa as he tries to back away. This pylon's going to go down. That's going to lose 2 gateways of production. Actually, he's got 1 pylon in the back there, so that will actually keep one of the gateways powered. The other one getting empowered there at the front right away, though. Mothership Core has to be careful with this. I mean, I like it doing damage to these units, but he has to make sure it doesn't die to biles, because if it does, all of a sudden, he's going to lose out on a lot of photon overcharges. So he has to be really, really cautious with this. Now, he has to pull it away. He does manage to do so in time, and again, MaNa continuing to watch this right now. As you see him continue to see what he can do, and overcharge in the back will come down. Battles are already finding their way onto that pylon though. We're going to see a few more battles coming in just to help take this down. Immortals and Sentries combining right now to try and keep MaNa alive here in game number 3 of this best of 3 series. This is what it comes down to. Zergling's still trying to stream on through. Mothership core overhead is still just about alive. Will now go down. Still a lot of energy on it, but no more pylons in the natural to work with anyways. The thing is here, MaNa needs to re-wall the front ASAP because more lings are coming across. The Ravager count is down, but the Zergling numbers might be the major issue. He's got 3 gateways to work from that are powered. He really needs to wall the front. He's got so much money. That's on the pylon now. Just taking a while to make this happen. A couple of battles will come in. Actually, the Zealot's actually a pretty nice choice here because they're going to help tank a lot against the Zerglings. So he's able to turn those away for now. A few Ravagers back away. Again, re-wall the front, I think. I mean, maybe not because he feels like the Ravagers might take it down, but I think as though it's just going to be a good thing for him. Either way, it looks as though for the most part, he's going to immediately take a third base here. Looking at the current situation of the game, 41 probes to 44 drones is pretty okay. MaNa does have a +1 upgrade advantage, and he's also got, well, a decentish army size, considering his army is very tech-heavy, gas-heavy, compared to the army of his opponent, which is primarily at this point Zerglings. For a long time, it was a lot of Ravagers, but a lot of those Ravagers went down in the fight. So MaNa has held on here. He's made this happen. And as we see a couple of Immortals coming in and some other units too, these Zerglings are just going to have to back away to the right side. So the Lings just going to have to back away. Some more Lings and Ravagers are going to be coming up through the center. Some Roaches as well from Bly. Looking to see what he can get up to. I'm just going to be seeing a couple of Zerglings getting taken down here. Nice and quickly. A couple of Lings getting taken down. Adept still moving around. Looking to see what's up and looking to see what's going on. Bly with Lings, Roaches, Ravagers all joining up together at this point. Looking to see what's happening. Looking to see where exactly he's going to fight next. Does he attack into the third? Does he go up the ramp towards the natural? MaNa's army is getting better and better though. Plenty of force fields now. He's got plenty of Immortals too. And this overcharge should come down pretty quickly on one of these back pylons. Crows of Bad actually don't go down the pylons, but rather they go down on the Immortals to force them backwards. Nice couple of force fields. And those are the sort of force fields that really sort of change this game. Sentry is being caught by the Biles though. Has to be careful. One has died. The other one's very low on health now. Another couple of force fields. Cracks another Ravager. And these are really, really nice. The Crows of Bad has been used also to pop the force fields, of course. Try and allow kind of Bly to kind of keep on trading nicely here. But you can just see, I think that MaNa's army is a little bit too good. While Bly's army is beginning to kind of lose units, MaNa's army doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And a few more Biles though, and that changes a lot very quickly. MaNa pulling back one of those low health Immortals. Oh my god, that Immortal has 31 kills. Oh my gosh, 31 kill Immortal. That's how MVP these Immortals have been. And no, we're 26. Wow, these Immortals have been doing work throughout this game. A few Roaches coming up this side. We see a few Lings going to sneak by, and we see a Disruptor shot actually going to connect on a lot of those Lings. Overcharge a little bit late. The Adept should be able to deal with that. Man just has to make sure he doesn't lose too many units here. Man, those Disruptors are going to put him into a total new level of efficiency as Bly sets up for the Spire. So once again, looking for a middleless tech switch in this game. See a few Sentries just starting to target down this Overseer. Lings and Roaches from Bly joining up together as, again, a few more units getting taken down up to this side. And just going to be seeing Bly. 32 more Zerglings being made right now. More Lings moving around all over the place at this point. So, Lings, Roaches, all over the shop, seeing what's up, seeing what's going on. Zerglings coming into the top side. See Stalkers picking off a few more Zerglings here. Mortals and Sentries coming down to the south as well. And Bly just still working his way through this Nexus. I mean, MaNa's just going to go for the full-on counterattack. Might not be the... Well, it's sort of good and bad because he's actually going to end up going up against Mutas, which might want to base trade anyways, right? So, letting Bly play base trade is sort of maybe a bad thing, but at the same time, he's getting a good head start on the base trade. So, he's going to take down a hatchery already. Bly actually has no money as he spends it all on Mutalisks. So let's see what happens. A few drones obviously already getting away up the left side there. The more he keeps alive, the better. 14 meters. The thing is, this is only, what, like 6 Stalkers and a handful of Sentries? MaNa, unless he kind of fights with everything at the same time. Ooh, if he can cancel some of the meters, that'd be huge actually. He's going to cancel 3, 4 of them. He's going to get 1 as it pops out. That's what I mean. If he can fight against just a few of them at a time, it's a very different scenario. He's seen the meters now, so you'll know what's going on. He's a bit supply blocked back at home. He needs to get out of that supply block. Guardian Shield to come down here. Blinker's available too to fight against these. He needs to get the rest of these Stalkers up this ramp to fight. Guardian Shield is nice. The Zerglings, they're looking to come in and fight at the same time to try and distract some of the anti-air units to help them out. Here we go. Guardian Shield popped again. Again, the Stalker's able to blink around. and blink back when they're down, which really helps them out here. Sentry's trying to be targeted down here, and here we go. Stalkers trying to clean up these mutas. It's not going to be enough for MaNa, though. MaNa is going to lose out on this army, and he loses out on this army, and he's done so much damage. He's going to target down the spider to stop any more mutas coming out. He'll kill the lair as well. He's going to try to get this one, but he's just trying to get as much as possible here. Bly is really hurting. If MaNa can deal with these mutalisks, he might be okay, because Bly has one base. I mean, the drone count doesn't matter because he's only on one base. So MaNa actually has better economy. Mothership Core recalls into the natural expansion, and MaNa will just build kind of Zerg Stalkers to fight against this. There's the overcharge coming down, which he needs. I mean, defensive playstyle for now for MaNa has to be the situation. He's still moving around. We're going to blink into the right-hand side. The thing is, from Bly, I mean, only one base, right? So he only has so much he can mine. He's not getting any gas right now. He lost this, didn't lose the spawning pool, but it will die eventually due to the lack of group spread. Mutas actually going to fight at the front. The Stalker's going to fight at the front, I should say. Taking down a bunch, and now these Mutas Stalker's going to have to jump back over to the other side of the wall. Disruptor shot comes through. Oh, the Mothership Core goes down. That's something which MaNa might actually just have to build ASAP once again here. Sending open in, you can never kind of put a value on those Guardian shields. 13 Mutalisks remain. How many died off so far? 7? It's a tough situation. Bly rebuilds the spawning pool. I mean, he may not realize this is still alive. He may just want it up anyways, right? Just because he knows that one will die. I like this. Temple Archives is definitely not a bad choice. Should be for Archons, right? Shouldn't be for Storm. I don't think you can really kind of rely on Storm in this. In a late game situation, Storm's okay, because with Storm, you can sort of weaken up the army when a big fight happens. With this sort of scenario, it's just too scrappy, I think, to rely on Storm to hit those mutas. Because you can't commit to the mutas, that's the problem right now. Whereas Storms usually just stop the mutas from actually ever fighting, so it feels as though there should just be Archons right from the get-go. Another Sentry warps in, he's got plenty of gas. I mean, Sentries are nice things to warp in. The High Templar 2 will take up a lot of gas, and the Archons again especially. And it's starting to make this an army which MaNa can really fight with, but Bly can't fight against. Because what's Bly meant to do? I mean, he's got some more roaches coming in. Got some lings. We built a hatchery over here as well, so you'll get back to some more normal mining. Maybe mine a bit more than MaNa, but again, I just like MaNa's composition. The Stalkers, the Archon. And look at this, he takes down another Mutalist. Every time he kills a Mutalist, that's one less Muta he has to fight against. It becomes a little bit more engageable, the army of Bly. Another Sentry or two, and he might be good to go. Two more Archons going to come in. That also works out quite nicely here. A couple of Archons just morphing in right now. So here we go. MaNa is going to start moving across the map. He's happy to go with this now. Is he going to leave these Archons at home to defend? He is. I like that, because it actually stops the Lings running by. Can also act as defense against these Mutas coming back in. Archons will move in here just to push these back nice and quickly. The Lings are not in position to kind of counterattack this just yet. As MaNa comes across the map, Bly obviously realizing what's going on, he says, well, you know what, I'm going to come across the fight with absolutely everything. Already, MaNa puts himself into a good little position, has that one disruptor shot available. Few workers going down on either side. Muta's still sat to the left side here now. Hatchery goes down again. Here we go. Disruptor shot will be big here. He goes into the left side where he's going to get a lot of roaches and ravagers. That might just be the difference. However, Stalkers are in trouble here. The Archons haven't done a good enough job of buying MaNa time. And MaNa, I mean, in a way, he sort of had to attack, right? Because if he didn't attack, he would have been in this situation where Bly would have started to just expand and just mine more and more and more. Whereas now, this is tough. The Stalkers actually warping in will block the Archons from coming in too. Still only a few Stalkers left, a few Mutas left over. There's not that many. He's killed off 4 more since we last checked. He's got 9 Mutas left on the map. This is such a tense scenario. MaNa will move out again, but this time I just don't think he has enough army. Bly has been rebuilding an army for long enough here to realistically have enough to defend this. And it looks as though MaNa is going to drop to Bly. So Bly is going to be 1-1 in the group. MaNa will be 1-1 in the group. And their matches against Natural will become very important. And True is 2-1 in the group as well. So this is a very interesting situation. MaNa and Bly will have to win against Natural if they want a chance of going into the tiebreaker, as the Mutas will kill off the last few probes. I mean, that's why MaNa was attacking before, right? Because he knows he was mining out soon. And so he had to do something. As MaNa just backs away. I mean, he's just trying to find a way to get anything done at all, but, I mean, realistically, there's just nothing. He just doesn't have enough anymore. Sadly, it was a really great game from both the players. And it's going to go the way of Bly. So Bly's going to take the series 2-1. We're going to get into a very interesting spot now in the SGL, where we're going to be seeing the players in a situation. I mean, what a crazy position to be in, right? A spot where we've got the potential